Good evening. I'll call this meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission to order. Looks like we have a quorum. So the first order of business is to approval of the minutes of the March 6th meeting.
Approve.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Any objection to approval? Not, the minutes stand approved as read. So we'll move right along. There's a lot going on in town, and Guy's going to tell us about the park.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
I'll just go down the list here of things we've been doing this month, this past month. We spent a lot of time on the old town clock. It used to be the old town clock. We rededicating it. We refurbished it. We took the old clock mechanism out of it, and I found a circular two-sided screen, video screen, and we got that mounted in there. So when we get power to it, you'll see it out here in the plaza area.
Did you say video
Uh-huh.
screen? Oh, cool.
cool.
Yeah.
What's going to be displayed on the video?
You can put anything you want on it. But
All right.
the data cable is getting ran into the IT room here, and then
Nice.
Nick and Chris, they'll be able to program it and do whatever they want to do with it. So
Oh, cool.
Super cool. Where did that used to live? I can't place that clock.
Something
Old
old.
Town Park, right over here by Penn Meadows, right across the
Kinda
street,
right by the
basically.
Used to be over
Right?
by the gazebo.
Little gazebo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, by the
Kind of.
gazebo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something repurposed and
Yeah, repurposed.
new edition.
Yeah, old but new. So,
Very cool.
yeah. Of course, we always maintain equipment. We did take off all of our snow equipment. Kind of scratched her. We did it early on this past month. It's like, I don't know if we should have done that, but got lucky. Of course, we've begun all of our spring startup, spring turf aeration, applying fertilizers and seed where needed. Good start on a lot of that. We'll continue as weather permits. Spring landscaping cleanup, that's a major one for us because it just takes a lot to get things back, from the winter debris and taking out dead plant material and stuff like that. We do have, I think, about 500 plants on order. We do that every springtime, just as replacements for our roundabouts and streetscapes and stuff like that. So if you don't keep up on it, it will be a big task if you don't take care of it. Let's see. City Hall, we did some improvements out here at the police station. There's just been some areas that are kind of tricky to mow, so we enlarged some of the landscapings so we don't have to get into those tight areas to mow. Kosher Park, we're making improvements there. Of course, last year we put in the new backstop, which is really, really nice. And we just poured concrete in the dugouts and met with Micah Casper. He's kind of the construction instructor at Liberty High. They do projects they need a project every year, spring and fall, and we try to find them a project to do. So they're going to build the dugout covers. So that's going to start here. We're going to pick up the materials this Monday, and their class will start shortly after. So it's good to see that. Kids getting out there, getting their hands dirty in the construction world. So you already mentioned it, but we've installed new basketball hoops at Quail Ridge Park and Foxtrot neighborhood. They were just getting a little tattery, so we got new hoops. You can actually, I don't want people hanging on them, but they're the kind that you can hang on if you wanted to. So that might be a little change for that. The big one, Country Landscapes, finished up Liberty Center Pond, the stone outcropping. It actually went really well. They did a very good job. They came back and did a lot of seeding, which I thought we were going to have to do that, but they came back and they really took pride in it. And the area's somewhat back to normal, get some seed to grow. They look really nice again. We blocked off the outflow and the water level came back up in this last rain. So I think we're only about, 6 inches low from what it was. We were 3 feet low for the project, and in an inch or so rain, it was back up. So It looks
That
really
looks
good.
nice.
Yeah. Speaking of the pond, we had the trout stocking out there too on the 21st, I believe, of March. 2,000 rainbow trout. The DNR brings those in, and the bank's just lined up with people
Yeah.
fishing trout. So it's really a good thing there.
Just out of curiosity, how do they bring those trout in?
They come from the fish hatchery in Manchester.
Oh, sure, but just like
Yeah, they-
logistically,
You know,
kind of truck,
truck.
or the
just
trout
truck.
brought in.
Yeah, the fish truck. Yeah. No, it's
Big
like
aquarium.
It's like a big aquarium.
yeah, it's kind of a big aquarium. There's compartments in it, so they have so many in each compartment, and they actually have oxygen going into the tanks because otherwise there wouldn't be enough oxygen for them to survive. But they're pretty lively when they bring them out because they're very oxygenated. You know?
All hopped up, yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
anyway, they hook it up, and there's a tube. They hook up to the side of the truck, and they run it down to the edge of the pond, and they just flush them out, and they just end up in the pond. So
Gotta give us a heads up next time, the date and time. We can all come out and watch that. That'd be cool.
yeah, at the DNR, it's always around the 20th, 21st of March that they do that, but it's always they advertise it on the DNR website.
Okay, good to know.
But speaking of that, you still have to follow all DNR regulations. You have to have a trout stamp and fishing license and things like that. So, yep. Let's see. On March 29th, the park staff assisted with the ball field cleanup and enhancement day at Penn Meadows Park, along with NLCBS parents and youth baseball players, softball players. I think we took out 8 or so dump truck loads of leaves, mostly leaves. The fences always collect leaves over winter. So that's always good to get that. It's just kind of the kickoff of the season. So much appreciated to all the volunteer people that help out with that.
And that was 8 dump truck loads?
Yeah, there's a lot of leaves and trash. So let's see. Of course, our crew has begun weekly field maintenance. The first tournament is this weekend, actually. I think soccer starts up, I believe, on April 14th. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, April 14th, soccer starts up. So they've went out there and they painted lines today and getting ready for both seasons. Let's see. I met with Shive Hattery a few times this month regarding Centennial Center, just kind of progress meetings, and then the North Liberty Trail project that's just getting started. Right now, they're cutting down trees that are in the way of the new trail. And just an FYI, the plan for the dog park, when the trail's going through, they're going to actually shift the lane over, one lane over in front of the dog park. They're going to construct a refuse median in the between. So that's why they're going to have to shift the street over to give trail users a kind of a refuse as they cross the street there, because it's kind of a tough one. We went back and forth what would be the safest route on that, because it's on a corner, or come around the bend, and it's hard to see both directions. So that was our best option that we thought, kind of build a refuse island. But the dog park is going to be closed for the month of June while they do that. There'll be no access to the dog park.
Here's lucky Wednesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, good timing on that one, huh?
Dog park. Would there be actual pedestrian crossing signs and stuff?
Yeah.
There at the.
Yeah.
at the park, yeah.
But they've done, Shive Hattery, they did some studies on the speed and the sight distance and all that. So it's just kind of the best thing we could come up with, that they could come up with on that intersection, or that corner there. We've been awarded the Tree City USA designation for the 29th year. So that it was approved by the Iowa, it has to be approved by the Iowa DNR Forestry, and then it goes on to the Arbor Day Foundation, and they do the final approval on that. So that's good to get that again. With that, we also applied for the Mid-American Trees Please grant, which I don't know how many years of that, but probably about the same. That grant funding is going to go to more shade trees at Penn Meadows Park. We're just going to keep trying to add a few more shade trees, because shade is kind of a commodity up there when you're there for tournaments and stuff like that. Let's see, this time of year that I do my staff performance reviews, so that is completed for the season or for the year. And to finish up, we have been actively seeking seasonal help, been conducting interviews, hired another one today, so I think I have 4 left to hire to complete our needs for the seasonal help. It's not been going too terribly bad. I've learned over the years that you don't rush. It's like you want to get them hired as fast as you can, but you miss out on a lot of good people when you get filled up. So kids are thinking about it now because they're getting close to getting out of college. So I'm assuming I'll probably have that filled pretty shortly. So other than that, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Any kind of little update on Centennial Park, you know, timelines and stuff there?
Yep, it's still on track to be open in September.
Event.
Yeah, I know they've been taking reservations and already, so I can't see anything that would slow them down. If they're on track, looking good.
Anybody around the community that hasn't driven by there lately, you can really see some progress if
Yeah.
you go by.
Yeah, I drive by every day. It looks great.
Yeah.
And I have one of the observation at the Centennial Park when I was running earlier today.
Okay.
So when the east side of the loop was like closed and there was like blocked, when closed, and then the side of side of it there were some gravel, like which is a little bit up and down. Like for most of people, I think it's okay, but there are also strollers going by. So I just wonder if it's possible, like to flatten it, make it more smooth, or put
it in the
some like a
street?
plank to cover it.
Is it in the street?
Huh?
Is it in the street?
Not in the street, like the loop of the park.
It's on the trail.
On the trail, yes.
On the east side, probably where they did the water hookup and utilities, be my guess.
Okay. I wonder
I
how
can
long
check.
it might take, but it's just
I
one
do know they're
minor
going.
observation.
They're waiting for a lot of settling the curve so they can pour back and get things reestablished. So
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
check on that though.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I had a question. Someone mentioned this to me, and then my husband and I were actually walking where the new trail is by the old city hall that goes under 965. It's a weird question or comment, but the intakes that are there have a really big mouth to them, and you can see when you go down, there's a screen, you know, to keep them from debris from getting down there. But we were amazed at how many items, like big things, that were either blown in there from the wind or maybe somebody dumped. There was like a bag, there was and a little a little child, I don't believe, could get in there, but you could drop a toy, a shoe. It's an interesting design, and I figured it's intentional, you know, for some reason. But we just noticed that, and our neighbor had said something about it. I don't know what she thought they were, but I think they're just intakes.
Yeah.
The great big mouth to
Right,
them.
'cause-
Usually those are covered in some way.
Is it a great? I mean, they should have a cast iron crate on it.
Kind of. I mean, that
Domed
kind
or-
of goes, but not. I mean, there's huge openings that you can put. Like someone had a cardboard
Okay.
case of pop stuck in there, and there was a half bag of I don't know what it was, but it was. We kind of looked at it and thought, yeah, that's pretty open
Okay. Well, they do make different styles of.
of the covers.
They call them beehive tops.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly the size of it, but they do make different size.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, view it as a safety issue as much
Okay.
as an annoyance. With you're going to have to get on your hands and knees and get down in there and pull
Yeah.
things out.
Yeah.
So, or if I don't know if an animal would, if they get in, they should be able to get out.
Yeah.
And if not,
A
yeah,
lot of debris blew around on some
yeah,
of
it's
these
been
windy
so
days.
windy.
It's-
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
Okay,
Not
we'll check
urgent.
that out too. And just an FYI, also, this Saturday is the Muddy Creek Bike Trail cleanup, starting at 9 o'clock at the rec center. So,
A lot of debris there.
yep, there'll be
What
another.
about Freedom Park Trail? Is there still,
Yeah, that's on for the summer.
that's still going to happen this summer? Yeah,
Yep.
thought of that.
We'll have a few more projects that will fall underneath my getting contractors and that, because I have to wait until this budget has been finalized, so I can't do anything until it's been officially signed off on and signed off to the state.
When is that usually, typically?
Around April 15th.
April 15th.
Yep,
Coming up.
yep.
Anything else for Guy? Keeping him busy enough? Huh?
Thanks for the pictures as always.
Yeah.
Great photos.
They're smaller because I tried to add more.
I like it.
They're good.
You have had pictures of the fish truck before, so
Yeah.
I remember that for next time.
I know, I missed putting those in. I noticed that I put the fish truck in.
Now, anybody, you can go to the city website and go under government and go to Parks and Rec Commission, and if you hit on the attachments, you'll get to see all the pictures that we get to see. So, and all the report. I think it's also probably a part of the city council.
Yeah,
agenda.
this gets sent to the council. too.
Everybody, we all get to see them. We appreciate those. So,
Yeah.
And that, put it is working with the schools on the projects. That's really, that's really good.
Very
for
cool.
the community and kids, and some pride in workmanship. And another reflection of having a high school in town called Liberty High.
yeah.
Anything else? And we'll see what Shelley's been up to.
Well, good evening.
Let's set a report.
March is a kind of a roller coaster with the weather. We talked about that a little bit before the meeting started, just the up and downs of the temperatures. And we kind of see that also inside the recreation center with just influx of some users on the colder days, but then when it does get nice and that, I think, we had a 70, 80 degree day that one day that you can really tell that people are anxious to get outside too. So kind of a roller coaster mix of use of patrons within the facility because of the, again, anxiousness of nice weather to hopefully be here soon and stay. Spring break is also during this month of March, and so that's usually a busy time with kids out of school. We did have our spring break camp that Matt Fielder runs, and that he had about 20 kids for the entire week for that program. And then just we try and have designated space for them, along with just keeping at least a court open for all our other users, be it normal pickleball or now with the kids not in school, then trying to combine pickleball with open gym times is always a battle during spring break week, I would guess you would call it. March is also a big month for registration for Rexters, our current enrollees in our Rexter Before and After School program. They can sign up for summer camp starting in the month of March, and then April 1st is open enrollment. So that's why you see BASP revenues were $134,000 for the month, is because of those individuals reserving their times for summer camp. Database-wise, you can see, again, serves as a good information source for our patrons. We have 27,337 individuals in our database through either registration of programs or memberships, etc. Normal classes there as far as aquatic classes goes, good turnouts. We did see a little bit of a influx. I guess the Coralville pool was closed down. So we had a few more patrons coming in from Coralville and Iowa City, either going to our aquatic programs or just using the pool in general. So we heard that a few of those. And from my understanding, Ashley, and I don't know if you know, I think Ashley said that they're still having a little issue with their indoor pool. I think chemically it's all fine, but it's green. So they're trying to figure out what they can do to open it up again. But I thought they were supposed to be open this last week, but it's delayed because of
And
Color of
it
water.
wasn't like a St. Patrick's Day thing, right?
I don't think so. Or if it was, it lasted too long, from my understanding. So, swim lessons there. We had some Saturday sessions in March. We had 55 participants in those. The next session we have for the spring, it starts on Monday, the 7th. And then also on the 7th is the first day of registration for summer swim lessons, which are in June. Can't remember the exact date offhand but registration for summer programming is this upcoming Monday, the 7th, 6 a.m. Jonathan had 50 participants in his Pee Wee baseball program. He tried the golf camp, which I don't know if you had any update on the golf camp.
So it's something we kind of tried to do with Coralville and Tiffin, and it's out at Pin Seekers. They were going to do like a camp type deal during like spring break. So I think our group only had like 3 or something like that. I think Coralville had more than 3, and then Tiffin had the most. They might have had 9. So we just kind of combined it, tried to give them something to do and something different. Try to use Pin Seekers, and they're willing to do that. So.
Oh, let's see, what else? We had a continued class that we are working with the Iowa City Senior Center, their Walk with Ease program. That had 10 participants in it. We also had one last month, more of a balanced class. So it's just some of the partnerships that we're trying to work on to get more classes, more activities for individuals within the rec center. We had a euchre tournament, and then we did have a couple of workshops with Forever Green, Plan Your Landscape. Has 28 enrolled, and the Successful Gardening had 39 enrolled. So a couple different activities, programs that we're working on. And that was Matt Messick working with Forever Green on those 2 new offerings. You can see the numbers there for revenues for pool passes, daily fees, pool rentals. Same with the weight and exercise area. Gym rentals, room rentals, you can see the totals. And here soon, actually starting April 1st, we took reservations for park shelters and the summer season of facility rentals. So we'll...
Pool parties.
Pool parties. So we'll see.
Big old stack of pool parties. Yeah.
Just showed there also, I think I mentioned it last month, we have the new pet license and dog park pass revenues, part of the rec desk report, helping City Hall with credit card transactions. So that just shows that, which was more revenue taken in. And other part of the reports are just a normal revenue and or activity type numbers. So with that, I will answer any questions you might have.
I got a couple things too.
Okay.
We did go to the Iowa Parks and Recreation Association conference that was held in Coralville. It was kind of a shared between Coralville, Iowa City, and North Liberty. So we helped. We were called the Tiger Team. So some of us helped out setting up classes, education classes, and stuff like that. So there was, how many of us went? Five? Maybe 6. 6 of us, 5 to 6 of us went. So that was last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday was more like tours and stuff like that. One of the tours I went on was Musco Lighting, which was pretty cool. They took us down there, fed us lunch, and showed us around their facility, and then gave us a light show at the end. They have a big, giant indoor place that they shut the lights off, and they play music, and lights are going off everywhere, and it was pretty cool. And then they also showed us kind of where lights have started and where they've went for years now, and it's just crazy how much the change is. And even the lights flashing, it doesn't really affect them. They have like a 25-year warranty, you know, so if light bulbs go out, it's covered under the warranty for 25 years. And they make them all pretty much to order. So there was like Levi Stadium, which is the 49ers, that stuff was there and they were getting ready to send that stuff out. So it was a pretty cool tour, but there was other tours as well that people could do.
We also had one of the tours come to Centennial Park and toured the construction. Had our safety vests on, our helmet, our hard hats, and safety glasses all on during our little walkthrough. But it was nice to hear Jillian and Nick came out and talked about the fundraising piece, and then talked about the a representative from Larson Construction was there, and also from Shive Hattery representative was out there to answer any questions. And so that was a good tour as well.
And we also had the open house yesterday at the rec center pool, or rec center library kind of collaboration. And then there was other departments there that you could go and meet with and talk to. So we had that yesterday. There was about 300 people that showed up for that. We had it in 2 of the rooms of the library. We gave out 25% off passes, annual. They had to purchase an annual pool pass or fitness class or an all access pass. And I think we had like 69 of those, and they had to do it that day. So that was a pretty good deal there too. Yes, some of them just renewed, but still it was 69 that we gave out. So that was kind of cool. But some of the suggestions that people had, of course, they all have ideas. They were all pool related. It was, they want a hot tub, they want a steam room, and they want lap lanes in the outdoor pool. So they'd like to do outdoor lap lanes in the summertime when it's nice, or either in the morning or, you know, late afternoon or something. So those are some of the suggestions. Of course, they were all pool related stuff, but so I thought that was interesting. But
It's good to get feedback from
Yep.
the community. That's what we want. Yeah. Questions for Brian and Shelley?
Just comment, my son did the golf camp at Pinseekers in January and really enjoyed it.
yeah,
So hopefully that's something that can continue to grow because cool facility, and you know, golf's one of those games. It's the sooner you can get playing, the better. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of reasons.
Yep.
So yeah,
we're also trying to do a flag football, girls flag football this summer.
cool.
You know, our current program is boys and girls, but
Yeah.
we're trying to do a girls only, see how we can get
Sure.
it going, because it's something that's growing and they're starting to be sanctioned
Yep,
in high school and college. So some we're trying. We'll see how it goes.
cool.
Go on.
Brian, any feedback just on the rates
No.
adjusting at all? I know it's only been a few days. But
Yeah, but nobody's really saying much
Yeah, I haven't heard
or complaining.
pros or
you know?
cons.
Yeah.
It's been pretty quiet. So that's good.
And we do have punch passes now. So we have 10 punches for $40. So about $4 a pop. So if somebody for anything.
For anything.
Yeah. So if you had family come to town and
Pool and anything.
wanted to get some punch passes because they don't know, they're not going to be there long enough to get a, a membership, they can come get a punch pass. And
Any expiration date? for
There's
the
no
Pass
expiration
Pass?
date, no.
No? Oh,
No.
okay.
That's
so yeah,
kinda
that's
meeting
Basically,
It's
just-
10 visits.
yeah.
so-
meeting a need
Yeah.
out there. People that have.
because there was
company.
people that came even yesterday at the open house, and they wanted to work out upstairs, but they also would like to go swim once in a while. Well, it's either $6 a pop, or you can buy a punch pass for 40, and so they kind of buy both of those things. So
And
then they have
that's
it.
40, that wasn't just last night. That's $40 now, anytime you
Yep.
go in and get one.
Yep. Yeah.
I
Yep.
think that's kind of, and some of the things we've discussed.
Yeah.
There's that,
Yep.
and
Yep.
especially when grandparents have grandkids.
Yeah.
come spend a
Yeah.
week
The summer
with them.
seems like the time when there's a lot of people coming to town that,
Yeah.
it's not worth it for them to get a membership, and it costs them quite a bit to keep coming every day at $6 a pop. So it's just kind of an in between those two things. So
Is it a physical punch card or is it?
it'll be a pass, just like anything
Okay.
else. You just swipe it and it takes a punch away.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, so if someone used upstairs and the pool, is that 2 punch or 1 punch?
No, it covers everything. It's like an all
It's
access
kind of a
pass.
10 visit.
One
Yeah,
pass.
it's an all access pass. You can do whatever you want for that day with that
all
punch.
day?
Spend all day. Yep. Yep.
What a deal.
You could probably come back later and say, hey, I punched in today. I mean, really, they could come and do that too. So it's all in the system and we can look it up and yeah. So it's just like all the other passes, does the same thing. It just takes punches off. So
They do have to be responsible for it though, because if they lose it, then they don't have the punches.
Right.
So it is a little responsibility back on the person that they have to bring it in every time and take the punch off of it. So.
Good. Well, thanks for sharing that. I think
Yep.
that's good to be shared with the community. Yes. Other questions?
I was at the open house yesterday, and it was really cool. And I know a couple of people came because they want to ask about the discount of the pass. So that's good. And I think there have been some open houses over the past 1 year, 2-ish. And how is the registration of the membership like compared with previous ones? Is it going better? Like how
from the open house,
from the open house, yeah.
I mean, I think so. I think this one was more than the last one, but I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of people there. It was busy the entire 2 hours we were there.
Compare
So
the number of the new membership or.
yeah, I don't know how many new ones there were because a lot of them came in just to renew. They knew they were about to renew or wanted to renew and get the discount. So
I think it's good, like to keep doing it, and more and more people know that this is a great, opportunity to take advantage.
yeah, because we had two older ladies that one of them wanted the pool and the other one wanted the workout part of it, and they got a double membership is what it's called, and so they got an all access double membership, and then with the discount it was $105 off or $135 off. So they, for $400 for the whole year, they can both do whatever they want at the rec center. So
Yeah, I keep telling people that the annual membership is actually half of the actual, and the people.
and we had a lot of new
"Oh,
people.
I did not know
We
that.
had a lot of new people that didn't have memberships show up last night. So
Check it out.
I think we had 4 computers going that we were.
4 computers going, trying to keep up. And like Brian says, I mean, I think some were renewals, but some were new too. A lot of them pool related too, getting their pool passes early. We saw a lot of them take advantage of that discount and
Nice.
purchasing their pool passes as well. So
Shelley, I'm curious just with the registration for the before and after school programs, if that on par with years past, it seems like it's a pretty big chunk of revenue that you collect about this time every year.
For the summer, is that what you're asking?
It looks like it must be for the summer if you're taking it in. Sorry, the summer programs, the Rextras program. Just was curious, we looking good revenue-wise? It's taking where it should be?
yeah, especially with the before and after school, with that this month being those that are currently in the program, and then April 1st April 1st was the opening registration, and I know I think all the weeks might have been full, and so people had to just go on the wait list, and then we'll have to try and figure out if we are able to take more in during the week for those weeks. So I think going in, our current participants filled up most of the spots that were available.
And there's only about 3 people in town that do the summer camp. So some of the schools don't. Penn Elementary doesn't. Grant, I don't believe, does. So all those kids have to go somewhere. So there's only about 3 that do it here. Coralville does it at Van Allen. We do it. And then there's a person that does it on their own. So Anderson Taekwondo does it.
Yeah.
So there's kind of those 3 and that's it. But, I think we could expand it if we could get, because I've talked to Matt Fielder about it, like, do you think it's something we could expand or, maybe we could go use Penn Elementary and do something there even and get some more staff and do it. So
Well, it sounds like there's demand for it. I mean,
there is. It's just we run out of, we don't have a lot of,
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of out of space with what we currently have.
We
And
have at the rec center.
then if you went down, took everybody downstairs, well, then you can't use pretty much a downstairs all summer. You couldn't rent it out because there'd be stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this will be our first year without a Rexter in a long time. So I'm familiar with that room
Yep.
and the shape it's in at 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Yes, it gets used and abused. So
Busy place.
yeah.
Well, I think then it's going to tell us about how it's going to get busier with the things coming up.
Like Guy mentioned, this Saturday is the big bike trail Muddy Creek cleanup. Program registration, I mentioned already, is on Monday the 7th. We do have extravaganza events with the Bunny Clue Trail, egg coloring, and then Ashley doing her underwater egg hunt on April 12th and 13th coming up. And then we are closed Easter Sunday, the one holiday that we do close the facility, give a little break to everybody. So
So I think this egg extravaganza event, those are free events. Those, is
the
that
Bunny
free?
Clue Trail and the egg coloring, the pool is, you have to register, and there's a limited spots because of how many.
And that's what they put eggs in the bottom and they dive for them in the pool?
Eggs in the pool, and yeah, they collect them.
Never, haven't seen that one, but I read about that one. And anything else? We've talked about quite a bit today. It seems like concerns the community is just ready for spring to bust out there and see what's take advantage of the parks. And again, let us know if there's. We're always open to feedback for anything about that we're looking for, and I think we've responded to a lot of things. Appreciate the staff. Appreciate everybody. Anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second?
Yep.
Any objection to adjournment? Meeting adjourned.